Golden Bachelor. Before Super Bowl LX kicked off, former Golden Bachelorette star Joan Vassos shared an unexpected connection to NFL player Stefon Diggs. Vassos appeared on the Almost Famous podcast and revealed that Diggs once dated her daughter Allison when they were both in high school. She explained that the pair knew each other well back then, and Diggs would even visit their home during that time. The revelation added an interesting personal twist to the build-up to the Super Bowl, especially as Diggs was preparing to play in the championship game with the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, there's been a lot of attention around Diggs' life off the field, including ongoing discussions about his relationship with Cardi B after the game and changes they made on social media that sparked speculation. In short, Vassos' story offered a rare and surprising glimpse into a connection between reality TV and professional sports, just as football's biggest night was about to unfold. As the excitement around Super Bowl LX continued to build, fans couldn't stop talking about the unexpected connection shared by Joan Vassos. After revealing on the Almost Famous that her daughter once dated Stefon Diggs during their teenage years, Vassos reflected on how surreal it felt to see someone she once knew as a high school student now preparing for football's biggest stage. She described Diggs as driven and focused even back then, saying it was clear he had big dreams. Watching him suit up for the New England Patriots years later felt like a full-circle moment for her family. Though their connection was from long ago, she admitted it's hard not to feel a small sense of pride seeing someone who once sat at your dinner table competing under the brightest lights in sports. Of course, the timing of her comments added another layer of intrigue, with headlines already swirling about Diggs' personal life, including public interest in his rumored romance with Cardi B. Fans quickly connected the dots between reality TV, pop culture, and pro football. Still, Vassos kept the tone light and respectful, making it clear that the past is simply that, the past. Her story wasn't about drama, but about how unexpectedly small the world can feel. One moment, you're watching a dating show unfold on television, and the next, you're realizing your own family history overlaps with the NFL spotlight. As the big game approached, Bachelor Nation viewers found themselves with an extra reason to tune in, not just for touchdowns and halftime performances, but for the surprising backstory linking roses to the end zone. In the days following her revelation, Joan Vassos found herself fielding even more questions from curious fans. While she never intended to spark headlines, her story about Stefon Diggs quickly became one of those feel-good crossover moments that blends reality TV with real life. Vassos emphasized that her daughter's high school relationship with Diggs was simply a sweet chapter from years ago. There was no lingering drama, just memories of school events, football games, and teenage milestones. She laughed about how, at the time, none of them could have imagined he would one day be preparing to compete in Super Bowl LX. Friends of the family reportedly reached out after the podcast episode aired, surprised by the small world connection. Bachelor Nation fans, meanwhile, loved the unexpected overlap between their favorite franchise and the NFL. Some even joked that roses and touchdowns might officially share the same spotlight this year. As for Diggs, he remained focused on the field, concentrating on helping the New England Patriots chase another championship moment. Insiders close to the team noted that he's been locked in on preparation, keeping outside chatter at a distance as game day approaches. For Vassos, the experience has simply been a reminder of how life can circle back in surprising ways. From handing out roses on national television to reminiscing about her daughter's teenage romance, she's embracing the unexpected attention with grace and a bit of humor. And with kickoff finally here, one thing is certain. This year's championship comes with an extra layer of conversation that no one saw coming. As the spotlight intensified around Super Bowl LX, the unexpected connection between Joan Vassos and Stefon Diggs continued to spark conversation online. Sources close to Vassos say she was surprised by just how quickly the story spread. What she had casually shared during a podcast appearance soon turned into a trending topic across entertainment blogs and sports pages alike.
Fans from Bachelor Nation began tuning in to pre-game coverage, curious to watch Diggs with a new perspective. Behind the scenes, Vassos reportedly reminded her daughter that life often unfolds in unexpected ways. High school memories, she said, are simply part of growing up, and it's inspiring to see someone chase their goals and reach the pinnacle of professional sports. There was no hint of tension, just admiration for hard work paying off. Meanwhile, commentators covering the big game couldn't resist mentioning the reality TV crossover moment. It became one of those fun side stories that adds personality to a championship week already with anticipation. As kickoff arrived and millions watched from around the country, the narrative shifted back to the field. Diggs focused on delivering a strong performance, determined to make his mark on football's biggest stage. Whether fans were cheering for the New England Patriots or simply enjoying the spectacle, the added backstory gave viewers something extra to talk about.
For Vassos, the experience was a reminder that fame, whether from handing out roses or catching passes under stadium lights, can connect worlds in the most surprising ways. And long after the confetti settles, this unexpected link between reality television and pro football will remain one of the season's most talked about twists. As the aftermath of Super Bowl LX unfolded, the buzz around Joan Vassos and her surprising connection to Stefon Diggs didn't fade right away. In post-game interviews and online discussions, fans continued blending football commentary with Bachelor Nation chatter. Some viewers admitted they had tuned in out of pure curiosity after hearing Vassos' story, while others said they loved seeing two completely different worlds overlap in such an unexpected way. Vassos, however, chose to step back from the spotlight once the game concluded. Friends say she didn't want the attention to overshadow Diggs' moment or turn a simple teenage memory into something bigger than it was. She reiterated that her comments were shared in good spirit, just a reflection on how life can surprise you years later. Meanwhile, Diggs stayed focused on his professional journey with the New England Patriots, letting his performance speak louder than any off-field storyline. Analysts praised his composure amid the extra attention, noting that championship week always brings unexpected narratives. For Bachelor Nation fans, though, the story added a fresh layer to the season's entertainment headlines. It became one of those "did you know" moments people will likely reference whenever reality TV and professional sports collide again. In the end, what started as a lighthearted revelation turned into a reminder that paths often cross long before anyone realizes the significance. From high school hallways to the brightest stage in football, the journey proved just how unpredictable and interconnected life can be. Weeks after Super Bowl LX, the unexpected crossover between Bachelor Nation and the NFL was still making waves. For Joan Vassos, the attention gradually shifted back to her own projects and public appearances. During a recent Q&A, she was asked once again about Stefon Diggs, and she smiled, gently steering the conversation towards something more universal: growth. She explained that watching young people chase big dreams, whether in sports or any other field, is always inspiring. Fans appreciated her balanced response. Instead of fueling speculation, she kept the narrative positive and reflective. Many Bachelor Nation viewers praised her for handling the moment with grace, especially as headlines often try to amplify even the smallest connections. Meanwhile, Diggs continued focusing on the offseason, training and preparing for the next chapter of his career with the New England Patriots. Sports commentators largely moved on to roster changes and draft discussions, but every so often, someone would mention the reality TV tie-in as one of the more surprising side stories of the championship season. Interestingly, the crossover sparked playful social media trends. Fans created memes about handing out roses at halftime or imagined what a Bachelor-style Super Bowl watch party would look like. Though lighthearted, it showed just how invested audiences had become in blending their favorite worlds. By early summer, the buzz had softened into nostalgia. What lingered wasn't drama, but the reminder that paths can cross in surprising ways long before the spotlight finds them.
From high school memories to championship nights, the connection between reality TV and the NFL became a charming example of how interconnected stories can be. And while both worlds move forward, new seasons, new games, new headlines, this unexpected chapter remains a reminder that sometimes the most talked about twists are the ones no script could ever predict. Thanks for watching Golden Bachelor. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay